ya kutazama Citizen Debates kupitia runinga ya Citizen na Inoro TV. Tunaendelea na mdahalo huu tukiwa na wagombea ugavana 4 kutoka kaunti ya Kiambu.
Indeed, we have Senator Kimani wa Matangi, Patrick Wainaina, also known as Jungle, Mwende Gatabaki, and first Governor William Kabogo still here with us. We also sent an invite to all the other candidates, but for reasons known to them, they were not available for this debate. We also asked Kiambu residents to send in some questions to the gubernatorial candidates, and these are some of the questions they sent in.
Jina langu naitwa Kiambu Gubenatorial na ninapenda Bwana Yesu. Jambo ile ningetaka governor nifanyie Kiambu ama afanyie wananchi wa Kiambu, kwanza ni barabara. Barabara zetu zimeharibika sana. Ukienda kwa mtaa unakuta barabara ziko baya. Kwa hivyo mimi ningependa sana aangalie maneno ya barabara, na halafu tena anafaa kuangalia tuone kama town na ni mzuri. Kama sasa tunaendelea kuona anaendelea na kutengeneza town inakuwa na yani utukufu mzuri. Kwa hivyo mimi ningeonelea akiendelea namna hivyo town iwe mzuri na tena barabara siwe mzuri, magari haitakuwa ikiharibika. Kwa hivyo uchumi wa Kiambu itakuwa mzuri.
Mimi naitwa Kibor Rolling. Mimi ni mwenyeji wa Toll Kiambu County. Nimekaa hapa miaka karibu 8. Kwetu mimi ni Mkalenjin actually. Hapa ni nyumbani for me. Kitu naomba tu hapa Kiambu kitu moja, especially hapa Kiambu. Naomba tu kitu moja. Ukubali watu wa nje kuja hapa wafanye investment kama sisi. Tunakuja hapa kunatafuta space, tunakatazwa juu sisi watu unaelewa. So tunaomba kitu moja, mheshimiwa anakuja hapa next time I involve watu hapa kwa open space nimesema. Nimesikia governor anasema hapa itakuwa kila mtu, naomba iko hivyo.
Asante sana. Kwa majina naitwa Samuel Bogo wa Bogwa. Hii ni mkaanzi wa hapa Murera, upande ya Murera Coffee karibu na Mugudha Secondary School. Jambo la kwanza ile nikitaka hapa Kiambu kama sehemu yangu hatuna na nursery school za county, na hiyo ni shida kubwa sana, na tuna space open space mingi ambayo wangefanya hiyo maendeleo kama hiyo ya nursery school, na tena juu ya ulinzi wangekuwa kuweka mabarabara ya huko kwetu mataa diposa tukuwe na ulinzi mzuri. Na juu ya hayo secondary school hiyo ya Mugudha iko na nafasi kubwa sana, hata primary ya Mugudha wanaweza kufanya hata kama hiyo secondary ikuwe boarding, sababu kuna kiwanja kubwa sana.
Na bila shaka nadhani mmewasikia wananchi na yale masuala ambayo wanataka yashughulikiwe. Nikianza na wewe Bwana Patrick Wainaina, kuna yule ambaye ametaja barabara kuwa ni mbaya, kuna mwingine ambaye anasema kuwa wananchi hawajumuishwi. Je, haya mambo utayashughulikia kivipi?
Yeah, I've said again, I think what we want here in Kiambu, we are not looking for those mega issues or mega projects. We just need to ensure that the small issues that are basic to Kiambu have been taken care of. If you look at my manifesto, I've got 5 pillars, and the 5 pillars, exactly I was listening to these questions, and actually kind of answers. My first pillar is about infrastructure. If you're able to do roads, and again, I'll keep referring to the track record. What have we done in Thika? We have done 500 kilometers of road, not tarmac, but road that is motorable. So if you're able to make sure that we connect Kiambu with roads that are motorable, then it means we are able to do our agriculture, we are able to do our communication properly. The second, also the issue of street lighting, security through street lighting. Again, this is something, and again, I'm not waiting for it to happen. It is something I've already started all over Kiambu. My idea is to do 20,000 street lights if I become the governor of Kiambu, but that will not stop. Even if I don't become the governor of Kiambu, I'll still do my 2,000, and I know things will still happen. I have got the issue of water and agriculture. Again, agriculture is very key in Kiambu. Why? We have got very good young people who can be able to do agro-processing. Good thing is, I'm an engineer, I'm a businessman again, and I'm very, very much involved in mentorship of these young people and entrepreneur people, because it's not just our young people. We have got very big sector that is always forgotten. People who have retired, but they have got a lot of experience, but they don't know where to start. These people are doing proper, nice, good projects, and they can do this, what you are calling agro-processing. We have got the issue of education. Why always we are talking about degrees of art and what and what? What is this that we can do so that the people who are doing these degrees are able to be absorbed in employment straight away? Every year where I work, we absorb about 100 young men and women who have finished their whatever in attachment for 3 months only. By the time these people finish what they're doing, they become very good materials for employment. Why? They have already been prepared. So my promise to the people of Kiambu is that immediately when we do the education, when we're doing this training, let us do what is relevant. Let us do those technical courses that are totally relevant to Kiambu. If you do the healthcare, I remember during Kabogo's time, there was these words they were calling amenity words. People in amenity were paying a bit more because they had better services, but the common Mwananchi was also getting good health care, good doctors were paid, nurses, so that used to happen. Again, let me say, and I'm very passionate about this, what we are calling the economic empowerment. These young people, if you do not mentor them, if you don't cluster them, if you don't bring them together and listen to them, we are going to lose generations. The issue we are talking about drug abuse and alcohol and etc. All these things are going to be eliminated. You have got good programs for these young people. They are ready for us. They are ready, I'm telling you this. And I can tell you, what is the need of having such a budget?
Your time is up. Thank you so much, Honorable Wainaina. Senator, coming to you.
As Wahiga, something
we will have it
in 10 seconds. Because we leave these points hanging, and we need our people to understand.
You have a valid point, and we will definitely have that rectified for our next debate. But the beauty is you are
even if you show us the paper like this, 10 seconds, we are good.
That you are Senator. Please come in. Roads, jobs for locals are some of the concerns of residents. How will you address them?
Well, can I first deal with your question, Wahiga? Why I was not able to, in your words.
If you can do it in 3 minutes,
yeah, sure,
proceed.
I will. You've taken already my half a minute, add it. Now, you ask why wasn't I able to deal with some of these things as senator? Quickly, the role of a senator. Ensure that funds get to your county, increase them as much as you can. I got it from 5 billion to 13.5 billion. Pass good laws to help counties roll out devolution and succeed. I was the author of major laws, assumption of office by governors, micro and small enterprises bill, and the 1 man, 1 vote, 1 shilling. All that empowers the county. But what we need to remember, Wahiga, the role of a senator is largely when you find the kind of incidents that you referred to earlier, that you go to a governor and the administration, they're not willing to toe the line or follow what you recommend, then the duty of a senator is to name and shame administrators who do not follow the protocol. But ultimately, a senator is not a moral cop. It is the duty of an officer who has sworn by oath to lead his county and be prudent and truthful to his people, to abide. When they don't, then that is how and why the law should kick in. Now, to this, to the other question on roads, let me first start by addressing it, by alluding first to what you had spoken about, that is unemployment. Wahiga, I have a small document here, which I may not have time to talk about, but this is my manifesto, which I've written for the people of Kiambu as my covenant, that these are things that we really intend to do, not just speaking hot air, but indeed. And in here, I've proposed the formation of Kiambu People's Bank as one, creating a platform where we eliminate corruption, close all accounts, ensure that we build in here platforms that will help the people of Kiambu access truthful, honest, digitized 100% services. For example, we've set aside a 1 billion hustlers fund that will create employment for young people. We have ensured that we have made a special access to business people whereby they're able to get loans that are fully subsidized and they can be employers, amongst many other services which I'll talk to later. But on this question of roads, Wahiga, roads are sectionalized. We have national roads and county roads. If you look at why are the people crying at the county level, it's not because of national roads. National roads, there has been a good effort to do them. It is the county roads, those small roads that will take you to the market, to the cattle dip. And this, again, revolves back to the original question.
You have 10
seconds. Do you have responsible county governments that know that if you immobilize your people, if you immobilize your farmer who grows cabbages and they cannot take them to the market, then you are dealing your economy a blow. So once you have a responsible government, then you are able to have roads.
Asante sana Bwana Wamatangi. Kuna swali lingine hapo ambalo limeingia kutoka kwa mkaazi wa kaunti ya Kiambu. Anazungumzia masuala ya kilimo na anasema kwamba katika kaunti ya Kiambu wenyeji wanaendelea kujenga majumba na kusahau kilimo. Je, utahakikisha vipi kwamba miaka 5 ijayo iwapo utarudi tena kama gavana wa kaunti ya Kiambu kuwa wana Kiambu watakuwa hawali njaa?
You know, first and foremost, you need to understand that Kiambu land has become very, very expensive, such that coffee on an acre cannot give you what, you know, housing would give you, for instance. So as governor, you should be able to know, and that's why we did zoning, although it was ignored. You know, you zone areas and say these are agricultural parcels of land and can only be used for agriculture. And the point here is, because they are private, it's private land, you can only encourage farmers by helping them learn and understand value addition. For example, we're doing a lot of avocado, which I'm sure Mheshimiwa Jango is aware. We need to get to a point of where we can get cooperatives to start even milling, even pressing avocado oil, because you will find that very recently they did get into some agreement with a broker who wanted to buy all the avocado, but the last 1.5 years he has not shown up. If we were to press, then you would know that its life shelf has increased. We did tissue culture bananas for the people of Gatundu North. It is still high in revenue earning. It's important for these things, and you did also ask the issue of roads.
Yes, please.
You understand that primary role of Senate is to take interest, to cater for the interest of counties. You know, somewhere in 2015, 2016, counties lost a road classified as C to the national government. And why we lost them is because a big brother, national government, wanted to retain the money for maintenance of these roads. If the senators, as they were then, had fought properly for the right of counties to retain road Cs, will not have these problems we have with roads. There was also the issue of nursery schools. We built so many. For the first time, we employed ECD teachers, trained them, and are now properly pensionable employees of the county, and started a feeding program for nursery schools, which we want to negotiate, as anticipated in Article 187, with the national government, so that we can take this feeding program all the way to Standard 3. You will find kids didn't want to go to Standard 1 because of the feeding program, the UG program.
20 seconds.
So there's a lot to be done. If Senate cooperates with counties, they are supposed to be back and back helping each other. But if this doesn't happen, then you will see all these problems. But again, it goes back to how busy can we make our children to earn a decent living? And this is the point.
Thank you so much. Madam Gatabaki, same question to you. You've heard from the residents of Kiambu, roads, nursery schools, jobs for locals. In 3 minutes, how will you tackle some of those challenges?
Yeah. The first thing I would say, going through the 12 sub-counties, their issues are different. So you'll find, for example, yes, Larry, they will talk about issues of roads, but they also talk about issues of water. You'll also see nursery schools tend to cut across the whole of Kiambu. And one of the things that has happened is that the public nursery schools, they got very neglected. So what has happened, people have seen an opportunity and introduced very many new private nursery schools. So one of the things I'll do is revamp the public nursery schools, because what's happening now, many people cannot afford the private nursery schools. Revamp the nursery schools, introduce that feeding program which was there, enhance it. For example, when I went to Kabete, the women farmers there said they have chicken, they keep chicken, and they have a lot of eggs, but they don't have a market for eggs. So one of the things I'm going to do is introduce a feeding program which includes for an egg per child per day, an egg and milk. for the nursery school kids. So that way, it's a win-win situation. You're creating a market for the smallholder farmers, but at the same time, you're providing a very good foundation for the children. That is on nursery schools. When it comes to issues of roads, again, it's mapping. First of all, just mapping and finding out the status of the different roads in every sub-county. Then you prioritize. What can you do? Because you can't do everything at the same time. It's not practical. In addition to that, you might not have enough money, like we've had issues of money. So it's first of all just doing a mapping on the status of roads in every sub-county. And identifying the priorities. The one overall thing I would like to introduce is planned urbanization. We can't avoid it. Kikuyu is is the most urbanized sub-county, but you can see the issues of land. Because they are the most urbanized, there is no food. Okay, so planned urbanization, so that even as we urbanize, we also know where the areas where we can introduce more agriculture, more agriculture productivity. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Bila shaka, Bwana Wainaina, kuna swala ambalo limezungumziwa na wenyeji wa Kiambu na wenzako wamelitaja kwa kina kuhusiana na shule za chekechea, yani ECD. Na kulingana na zile takwimu ambazo tuko nazo hapa kutoka shirika la ISPAC, zinaonyesha kuwa shule za chekechea ambazo ziko katika kaunti ya Kiambu ni 1595 na kati ya hizi 532 peke yake ni za serikali. Je, wewe utafanyaje kuhakikisha kwamba wale maskini wanaweza kuwapeleka watoto wao katika shule za chekechea?
Let me put it this way. Actually, having private and government institutions is not a bad thing. It's actually a very good thing. And the idea here is that as we economically empower our people, then we are telling them they have a choice. However, if I take from the example what I have done with the primary schools in Thika, those schools were in a state where they now, a school has no window, has no doors, no ceiling, no floor. So basically what I did is, even before I do anything, I started with the infrastructure. 53 schools, I have done total makeup. I have got inside the class, done the plastering, painting, landscaping. A school has a gate, a school has got a nice fence. This in itself brought an avalanche of students, in fact, even from other sub-counties. So what does that tell you? The students start performing just because of a good environment. And I know people of Thika are watching and they can attest to this. And these are schools that have never been done for over 30 years. However, when you do this and now even the teacher who is coming in, they start getting they are inspired. They're inspired to come to school. So basically, again, what you're talking about is that these ECD schools, number one, they're in a very, very poor state. I can tell you that we have been renovating a few ECDs in Thika because these children are coming. They can see primary school is very good, but these guys are not where they're supposed to be. So I can say this: start with the infrastructure, then have a program where you can inspire the teachers and the children. Then we can totally sort the issue of ECD in Kiambu.
Thank you very much. And on that note, let's take a short break. You are watching Citizen Debates, the inaugural edition, and gubernatorial candidates from Kiambu County are here with us. We are live on Citizen TV and Inoro TV as well. Let's take that break, and we'll come back with so much more on the other side.